Hey there, it's Kasha here. Welcome to Chair Yoga today. This is a short session where we'll start seated, we'll do some standing exercises including a little bit of balance and finish back in the chair. So if you've never done this before or if you're feeling a bit wobbly or for whatever reason you need to stay seated today, make sure that you go at your own pace, alright? So make sure that this feels good for you. So you need a sturdy chair. I'm sitting on a cushion as well because this one's a little bit low for me. And sitting nice and upright in the chair. And we'll make a start. So I'm going to fold my hands in my lap today. That feels nice. Close your eyes down if you like, and we'll just start by tuning into the feeling of the breath. You feel it in your nostrils. Allow your belly to soften a little. And then as you're getting familiar with the breath, see if you can breathe a little bit fuller. Just taking your time with it. And in a moment I'm going to give us the option of reaching the arms out wide overhead and come back down the middle on your exhales. So tune into the flow of my breath. If it's a little bit too fast or slow, just change your pace, okay? So exhaling together if you're joining with me. Inhaling, arms come wide, up and over your head, pause at the top, and then exhale, hands come back, down the front, back into your lap. Inhale, arms wide, and up, right overhead. And as you exhale, hands coming back down, soften your shoulders. Let's do a couple more. Try and focus on getting a really big breath in that pace of time. Exhale, hands down. So good active breathing. Nice tall posture. Taking our time. Inhale again. And then let's do one more with the arms moving. Inhaling, 3 and 2. See if you can pause on the top for a moment this time. And as you start exhaling, feel like your shoulders melt down. Hands relax back all the way back into your lap. And give your eyes a few blinks open. Hello again. And keeping the breath, this is active as feels really comfortable for you, and we'll move into a little bit of movement with our feet. So let's go one foot up at a time, toes up, and then the other side. So just tapping one at a time. I'm going to try a little bit of hand and foot coordination now. So with your hands on your legs, try lifting the opposite hand and foot at the same time. So right hand, left foot, up and down and so on. Don't worry if any of these coordination exercises aren't working out. Just keep trying. We're still kind of building those neural pathways. Letting your mind get the message of what you're trying to do. And then see if you can go a little bit faster. Whoop. And then freeze on one. Whoop. Spread the fingers and toes a little more. And do the other side. Good way. Just gently shake out the wrists and give your heels a little tap on the floor. Nice one. Shoulders roll back. Just remind yourself to take a nice big breath in again. And slowly let it out. Well done. Let's try something with the feet again. This time pull up your right toes and let's have the hands out in front if you can this time. So now with the opposite foot, so the left foot, toes are curled under and the heel's up, and the right hand fist made and the heel down. Okay, so let's try and switch. Did that work? So just trying to go with the toes and the fingers spreading on one side, making fists on the other side, and then change. And again, if this is causing to be a little bit of a challenge, I'm definitely having a challenge trying to speak at the same time. Just keep trying to do maybe the feet. You're not always going to get everything first pop when you do this video. Next time, maybe then you try the hands, and at some point it might work to do them coordinated together. See if you can go a little bit faster. Take a nice conscious breath in, and then shake them out, run the heels on the floor. Well done. Good. Right. Hands onto your thighs. Let's try the cat and the cow, which is kind of a nice movement for the back. So first of all, pull your ribs back and sink back into the chair, but tuck your bottom underneath you and bring your head down so you round the back body. And then as you sit up, draw the shoulders back, lift your chest and stick your bottom back. And do that again. So curling the spine inwards as you exhale. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And do a couple more, just moving the spine forwards and backwards. Getting as much movement as feels right for you today. And maybe you can coordinate the breath as you're moving with this. Don't worry if that doesn't happen, just feel that you breathe as best as possible. I'm going to do one more. And then sitting up nice and tall again. So you feel the length now on the spine, you're sitting up pretty straight, melt the shoulders down. Good work. Okay, so keeping that nice kind of active feeling in your spine, let's move into some leg work. So your right leg, straighten it out, and let's take both hands out with the elbows pinned in and bring it back in, and we'll do the same leg again. So hands out, leg extend, then slowly back in. Okay, we're going to make it a little bit slower now. So extend it out, hold the leg out and straighten your arms wide. Pull the elbows back in and lower the leg. And try again. Inhale, inhale more, exhale and lower the leg. So the hands go out with a big inhale, they extend further out, more inhale, they exhale and the leg comes back down. Now you might find if you're doing a nice squeeze in your thigh, you're getting quite a lot of strength work in the front of your thigh. You might be really feeling it there. So if you can, keep this going. If it's too much for your leg, just take a rest. Pull it back in, and we'll see if we can do one more on this side. So inhale, keep sitting tall. Feel your weight if you can on both sides of your sit bones. Bring it back in. Thank you, leg. Woo. Well done. Okay, so let's try the other side. Just start with the leg going out and in. And this time arms come over here just as high as you can manage, keeping the spine nice and long. Seated even left to right side. See if we can slow that down as well. So the leg goes out, arms up. Extend the arms wide. Reach the arms up again. And slowly lower the leg. Inhale. Inhale more. Exhale on the way back. And leg down. Inhale, keep inhaling, maybe the arms go further down, exhaling on the way back down. So try and keep the breath pretty smooth. We've got a couple more to go on this side. Really waking up into our legs. Two more, inhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Good work, and we'll let that go. Well done, give your legs a bit of a jiggle. Fantastic. Okay, so now we've got nice warm legs. We're going to do the sit to stand exercise. I'm just going to grab my phone because we're going to try doing the 30-second challenge today. So I've got my timer ready, I hope. Yes, and I tested it before that it was 30 seconds and not 30 minutes. So I've done that once before. Okay, so sit with your feet nice and steady on the floor, so you really push into the heels when you stand tall. Stay close back to the chair so you're not at danger of sitting back and missing the chair. Some of you might need to hold on. Do a test run if you want, standing up, and then push your bottom back to slowly sit down. Good work. Perhaps you want to do another test run. I'm going to do this with my arms crossed in front. If that's a bit much for you again, just sit with your hands on the chair and then put them back when you need to. Okay? So I think we're ready. So you count how many you can do in 30 seconds, and when the buzzer goes off, then we'll stop our counting and have a little rest, and then we'll do some balance work. Okay? So get ready. 3, 2, 1, starting. So as many as you can, count for yourself. You might be going slower or faster than me. Whatever you can manage to stay nice and strong and steady. Nearly there. And these are 30 seconds. Hold it there. Well done. Stop. Good work. You can get rid of that. So try and remember how many you did next time you do the video. You can perhaps do a little bit more. Alright, so we're going to stand up now. So coming up nice and steady up to standing. So you might like to stand now behind your chair or beside something for balance. I'm just going to turn my chair around so you can still see me. Great. Alright, so our balance exercise today is a yoga pose called the Lord Krishna's pose. You'll be standing on one leg. So I suggest, especially if you're a little bit wobbly, to stay close to the chair and even hold on to it. And then see if you can stand strong on your right leg and lighten up the left one a little bit. Keep standing nice and tall. Okay, so if that's enough for you, just stay there. If you want a little bit more, the foot crosses over. And the hand, the same hand as the leg that crossed over, goes out the side. So again, if that's enough, stay there. If you want a little bit more, the other hand comes across as well. Good work. And if you're still finding this is quite easy, your head turns off to the side. And then while we hold here for a couple of rounds of breath, try and stand as tall as you can. Legs nice and steady. Eyes gazing at one point for balance. Take another nice conscious breath. And then slow and controlled, bring yourself back down again, holding the chair at all times if you need, and come back to base. Okay, let's see how you go on the other side. So stand on one foot, stand nice and tall, and then the other foot just crosses across. So some of you might be able to hover, many of you will need the toes on the floor, and if that's too much, just stay on one leg with this foot and a bit closer. Okay, so just keep progressing if you feel you're ready for it. So you might have one hand across, you might have the other hand across, and you might have your eyes turned on the other side from your hands. So the head and the foot turn to one side and the hands to the other. Many of you will stay holding onto the chair or the table, which is fine. Just a little bit of challenge, but not so much you feel really wobbly. Not so much that you're not able to take a nice full breath. And just one more round of breath. And as you're finishing it off, bring your hands back in, feet back into your side. Well done. Good work. So a little balance challenge. I'm going to turn side on now so you can see. I want you to have something in front of you that you can hold on to. And we'll take a lunge back. So taking one foot back, bend the front leg. So quite strong and active in the front leg, even with the back leg. So this is an active strength, balance and stretchy pose in one, holding onto the chair. So bend in that front leg, make sure you feel okay with the knee, and just to start with, just bend and straighten that back leg a little bit. Depending on how far apart your feet are and what's going on in your hips, you might be getting a bit of a stretch in the front of this hip. Right. Okay, so let's hold it. If it feels about a right stretch for you, from that knee up through the hip, maybe up through the body. If you really lift the chest, you might want to lean the shoulders back a little bit. And if you feel you have got your balance, hold on a bit less to the chair. And if you're really steady, some of you might want to reach your hands back behind you. I'm just going to stay holding on to the chair today. See if you can hold that for another couple of breaths. And then if you lean back a little bit and put your hands back, hands come back to the chair, lean forward and stand back and change legs. So take the other leg back Make sure you're feeling quite steady, so kind of jiggle around in it. My knees kind of over my ankle of that front leg's bent, feeling nice and solid in my hips. And the back foot, the heels off the ground, the knees bent. Good whack, and then just play with a little bend and straightening the back leg. You can give the shoulders a couple of rolls at the same time. And after this last one, just hold it back, so leg straightening a little bit or a lot more, whatever works for you to feel a bit of a stretch there. Really lift your ribs up. Good work, and maybe lean back a little bit. Only if you're feeling steady here, let go of the chair a little bit. You might just be on your fingers, or take your hands back if you're really solid. Keep pushing into the front leg. And feel a couple of good full breath movements as your lungs move in your chest. Finishing off that last one. Bend the leg in, bring your body back upright, and stand back up. Nice work. Okay, so standing again close to your chair or having it in front of you, take a little side bend. So see if you can lean towards the right and really lengthen up that left side of your body. And if that feels okay for you, you might want to reach that arm of the side you're stretching up as well. Maybe lean over a bit more. Just go to where you feel you're getting some good length on that side of the body as you push down into the feet. Some of you might be okay with letting go of the chair. Maybe looking down to your feet. Okay, now only move your head here if you've totally got your balance, so hold the chair if you need. See if you can look up towards that hand that's over your head and grow a little bit taller. And then come back into the middle, let the arm come down, reset the body. Whew, a little bit different on that side, and off you go. So lift up through the right side of the body and feel that you're quite long there. Maybe add the arm if your shoulder's okay with that. Hold the chair or the table as you need, and just keep growing. Oh, that feels good. Maybe bend over a little bit, and making sure you're quite steady so legs are pulling towards each other. Maybe looking down, follow toes, maybe turning your head up. Feel the breath coming in, and slowly bringing it back out. Arm come down. Fabulous. Okay, now if you're feeling like you've got out of the chair now and you're warmed up and you'd like to do a little bit more exercise, just go off for a walk or something. I'm going to finish off our session now with a little bit of an eye exercise in a seated position. So if you're disappearing now, ciao. Otherwise come back to sitting. Sitting nice and upright still, so still good active posture, shoulders rolled back, neck is happy. Great. Okay, so for this one, you're going to try and keep your head still, just moving your eyes. Sometimes that's easier said than done, alright? So hands will start in front here. Now if this gets a bit much for your shoulders, rather than using your hands, you're just focusing on a point out beside you rather than at your thumbs, alright? So I'll do it with my hands. So both thumbs in front here. Now I'm going to first of all just stare at those thumbs. And then I'm going to move the right thumb out, looking at it with my eyes, not moving my head, to a point where I can still keep it in focus. About there's about right today. Okay, now don't move your head, move your eyes back to the middle thumb, and then go out to the side, get it in focus, and bring it back in focus. And keep going between one thumb and focus, and the other thumb and focus. Try not to move your head. Feel my head trying to move. We'll do a couple more. So only move your eyes again once you've got it in focus. And if it's so far out that you can't get it in focus, adjust your hand and really feel your eyes moving side to side. Good work. And then slowly bring the thumbs back in together. Lower your arms if you want for a little rest. Close your eyes for a moment and we'll do the other side. Nice, good. Breath in, eyes open, and bring your hands forward. Great, okay, so got that centre focus. Now staring at your left thumb, slowly track it out the side. So this eye tracking exercise is good for your peripheral vision, especially if you're doing lots of screen time at the moment, just staring at things in front of you. We want to try and move on from that. So getting sideways movement for the eye muscles. So go to the side, come back to the middle. So I can't go as far out on that side as I did on the other side and keep the focus. We have different things going on with our eyes. One side and back to the middle. One side and back to the middle. Do a couple more. Take a really good breath in and out. And as you finish the last one, slowly bring the thumb back in. Thank you, thumbnails. Close your eyes. Well done. Okay, let's finish off here. Put one hand on your belly and now soften your breath. It's probably already got a little bit more subtle after that eye tracking exercise. Just see if you can deepen it a bit more, allowing the belly to soften and move as you breathe. And there it goes, yes. So rather than taking really big active breaths like we did at the start of the session, just let your breath find its own rhythm now. So you're not trying to move the breath, you're just trying to feel it. Eyes are closed if you can as you slip into this few minutes of our day just for feeling, being right here in the moment. Lean back in the chair if that'll work for you for these few minutes rest. Allowing your whole body to soften, slow down. I invite you now to bring to mind someone from your life that's full of kindness. Someone or a figure or a person you know well that to you speaks kindness. Perhaps you can picture them and just feel into that sense of kindness. Maybe you can feel a picture. So maybe you can feel a particular memory, a kind act. And while you're here feeling into kindness, can you offer yourself a sense of kindness, self-kindness, kindness and caring towards ourselves, as well as kindness and caring towards others. So we're going to start to finish our session there, so I wish you all now a day filled with kindness. Thank you so much for joining in, for being here, and I hope to see you real soon. Carry on.